Hello, everybody. I'm just checking whether I am actually on live. And before I start, yes, I can see it my live, yeah. So I am actually using my Zoom, and because my laptop doesn't have the live button, I just realized that. But I have my phone, I have my iPhone here with me, but I only have 20%. So if we're using Zoom, it's gonna have lots of battery. So instead of just cut through this, I just do Zoom here. So this is gonna be very interesting. Did not really prepare anything to talk to here, but I thought that I really wanted to take this opportunity to beaming in here with my voice of sharing as well that how is my integration. The second is definitely how do I do it, and the third is I will be sharing my prescription here, and that is, let's say that is 3 point. So let's see how is that going to go. So I am going to tune into my heart. And I'm at work today, so it just came out from a meeting. So let me just settle down. And if you are also just coming from, the doing part of the time before you join this, and I will invite you to tune into my heart, to our heart together, and deep breathe. And keep one of the hand on your heart, one of the hand on your womb, and breathe that again from your heart to your womb directly. And sigh out if you want to, because nobody in the room, I just gonna do my own thing. So yeah. So if I cannot see anyone live here, and I'm not sure that whether I can see it, but I'm just gonna share it today. So number one is my integration. So I'm sure that all of you already know me very deeply, that I came from another container from Katie, and called Embodied Empress, and also that this is my second container is Illuminate, and I joined Embodied Empress without knowing what it is, and is my soul guide me to Katie, and I fully trusted, and also for this container I fully trusted as well. So I'm sure that you already know how's that gonna work, but I just bring you to the journey very quickly. Before I joined Embodied Empress, I have joined the 5 days or 7 day or 6 day of the free challenge, and I couldn't find anything. Well, I cannot say I find very minimal that is related to me, and I just leave it after the 3 day challenge. And then I went on holiday, and on holiday I received Katie's emails about the last day of closing application, and I did click on it, and I checked that, oh, okay, this is like very high spiritual person, is nothing for me. And even though the thing that I read, I just browsed through, is not really reading and asking whether it is for me. So I would just browse through, and it definitely, when you browse it, you sort of like unconsciously reading on it, and my soul definitely absorbed over that information as well, and my soul said, yes, you need it. So yeah, so I went to visit my mom and come back with, she gave me $500 pocket money, and I never really received a big money like this from my parents. And is when I spoke to Katie to join, somehow I have the pull to really wanted to have a session with Katie, and we did. And I agreed to go ahead with that. And I asked for the price for down payment and the cost of the program and the down payment for today. And she said $500, $500. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, I know why my mom actually gave me $500 straight away. Because my inner knowing is very strong, and I definitely see it, and it's the right path, and also it's the right moment, the right timing, the right divine plan. My body have that resonance feeling, like the yes feeling is 100%. So I joined for 12 weeks of quantum healing, from my wounding to really learn about what is divine feminine and embody with every single session. I actually, it's 6 p.m. and actually pray that for Mother Mary actually, look after my baby so she could sleep between that time, and I could sit in this session and receive the transmission live. And guess what? In the 12 weeks of that container, my baby's actually asleep right before the time, and I had my time to really fully receive the transmission. And not every session is my thing, as I say, my thing, and especially the play and sensuality part. Like I didn't even know what is yoni. Yeah, I didn't even know what is that until the very end of the session. I think it's about week 10 or week 11, and we start fully integrate. And is I can't really remember what's happening because so many things happen, good things happening, but I know that I went back to the session and the replay. I was like, oh, now that session actually makes sense to me now. And as I said, that is not a linear journey, is a spiral journey, it's a circular time. So as my experience, my journey, everything is not tick at the box. Everything is not like on the to-do list. It's basically what is showing up, you do the work. And what is doing the work means? Inner work means that you tune into your body with full listening, full listen, and also asking. And that is how put me to the next thing is my prescription. So with my prescription, I would like to ask you, I know that we always want to give me a list that I want to do, and then I will do it, and then I go home, everything is the result is there, and yeah, so that is a linear time, a linear way of doing. In terms of spiral way of doing things is, where is the spiral come from? I would like to ask you, think about where is the spiral come from in your body. There's no right or wrong question. I mean, there's no right or wrong answer here, because it is your body. And also when you breathe in, the breathing part is really important too. So breathing for me is to awaken my body first, because I can be 100 things to do. When I sit in here, I have my temple behind, my pillar, not because that to make it beautiful, to make it radiant, but that is the purpose of my wallpaper. When I put up this wallpaper, it is for me to tell myself that I am present. I am present with what I am doing. I am present with you. And if you have something that running to your mind, You just close your eye and you breathe again, because I call the breathing is spiritual breathing, because you become more alive, and also you will use your heart and your womb to communicate, to think, to listen. Thinking is also very important, because thinking is like masculine, and the doing part is also masculine, but the being part is feminine. So we do not want to leave out the masculine, because and then your feminine is always on the floor. So let the masculine be the foundation to support, and then let the feminine dance within it. And why not you dance together, right? So how am I gonna put this metaphor to my prescription, and maybe for your prescription too? And for me, is nowadays my devotion is number one. I share it with a couple of sisters in this container that my devotion start from 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. in the morning. And okay, Lillian, no, I love my sleep. I got you. Sleep is super important. But this is how I do it in my life. And again, this is my prescription. Then you can definitely, if you want to try it, more than happy for you to try. But I wanted you to incorporate in your life, to embody what you are practicing and being. So doing and being must be together. So my daily look like this. I have morning devotion and I have night devotion, and I have in the afternoon as well. So let me run you through the normal standard day. It can be drop and changes along things coming through. We still in our human self, we have those energies, stagnant energy. We're looking at the moon, we're looking at the, we are journeying with the moon. Again, it's a circular time, it's not like linear. So that is again tuning to body, what I really need now. You ask your body, so when I wake up in the morning, right, I go and actually drink a glass of warm water to flush out my body, so it's awakened my body, all individuals, it's my organ. So you will say thanks to it. I practice that really by heart. Put a note, post-it note on your water bottle, or put it on where your water area. What are you grateful for? Sometimes you will think, like, sometimes when you wake up, you can't really think, right? I get it. When you drink water, that would be like a ritual for you. You could try this. When you drink water, you were thinking from your mouth in, right? And then thank you for my mouth for drinking the water. The water come in. Thank you for the water to go into my throat, to awaken my throat, so I can convey my messages and the transmission to anyone that you're seeing, whether in a meeting or whether your event, that is your throat. And then when the water come down to your heart, it's actually like, to moisture your heart. So when you moisture your heart, you feel nourishing, like, right? That is like something you feel in earlier in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, let's say. And then when you go down to your solar plexus is just awakened. So if your solar plexus, like me, always beaming up, oh my, it's just like sunflower. And it's also sort of like washing with the water, right? So nourishing deep into the water and swimming in the water. So I sort of like visualize that. And then we go down to your womb. The womb is always dark and cold. This is how I see my womb. So I will say, hey, womb, wake up now. So that is all the way down, and then to your root chakra, and then to your soul, to your sacral, to your root, is all like together in your womb side, womb area. So that is like, hello, wake up now. I need you to speak to me now. How are you today? So you get like, I have that divine child in me all the time, that I can get high vibe very quickly, as I'm sure that you guys have already experienced me. When you talk to me, when you be beside me, I will lift it up straight away. So that is, I don't know, this is like the feedback of people say to me, and also in the temple of the the temple keeper oil and all of that. That is like the oil, one of the holy oil chose me. So all of that have behind stories. So Yeah, I'm not going to go down that. That's a lot. So yeah, come back to the prescription with the devotion. So when I said devotion, it is another way of saying that is your morning routine. Easy. So I will, after flush it out, drinking water. Obviously, when you drink water, it's so quick, right? But you just visualize beautiful way, like waterfall, like you go up and come down like this, and then you give out. So this is again is a mudra that I practice as well, and I like you to take away with that too. So I'm just gonna find behind is the wall. So when you do your devotion, right, you go up, you open up like a flower, right? Send your great because you have drinking water down and you feel very grateful awake. So your hand do this and you open up just like a lotus flower, like Kuan Yin flower, and you send this nourish your blessing. You can bless it as well. Again, as I said, there's no right or wrong of doing that. And you send it up to the collective, to the wall. And then you can pray again, close your eye, whatever you feel like. You feel the love, say out, thank you very much, Holy Father, Holy Mother, Holy God, a spiritual guide. And come down with your hand like this, right down. And then go to you. Did you receive that? So yeah, that is just my little exercise that I did morning time to awaken my physical as well. So it's very, very beautiful. And it's very simple. And then I'll go to my altar. I will light up my altar, all the candles. So when I light up. Because when you if you don't have altar, I will also encourage you to actually create an altar that is related to you. Altar, spiritual guide, love, beautiful stuff. Create your altar. You don't have to be big. One or two things. I start with one or two things. That's it. One of my crystal and the Mother Mary, which is I already have it at my home. And then slowly you build up, right? And whatever that is, there's nothing. It doesn't mean that you have a big altar, so you receive a lot. And you have small altar, you feel very small. No, it's all about intention. So I have my altar and light up all the candles. When you light up the candle, you light out the area. You light up your sacred space. You light out the holiness in you. When I say holiness, it's nothing to do with the religious, right? So you just holiness means your spirit, your soul awakened by just lighting up the candle. By lighting up the candle, you feel the wholeness holding you. Whatever you feel the whole, for me, holding me means to me is really hold a mother holding me from my butt up, really hold me like this. So yeah, that is how I visualize my wholeness. And then I will go to my couch or whatever your area is, you're sitting down. If you feel like you want to do meditation to start with, so meditate, you journal, oracle card, and reading. This is the 4 things that I do. There's no number 1, number 2, number 3. Which one comes first? Anything you feel like first, anything that you want to journal, and a journal, right, is the stream of consciousness journal. And before all of these 4 things, let me go back. Before these 4 things, number 0, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 things, let's say 5 things. So number 1, sit in stillness. 5, start with 2 if you've never done stillness before, because it can be very triggering, and it's very, very hard to do. That is how I started, so difficult. Guided meditation is very easy because you just follow, right? But stillness is no sound. 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. And now I can sit in stillness for 1 hour. And if you have, like issues of, oh my God, 1 hour, seriously, Lillian, you know what? Put in Zoom and put the background like this, and you are really sitting like me I sitting in a temple on my cross leg, and I visualize that I have sisters around me together devote our morning, have devoted way, and really sit down and be present. Be present. This is the priestess mudra. So when we have this mudra coming in, we are empty out and we are in present. So yeah, that is that's my prescription, right? So I just run it again, drink water, visualize the water flush on your organs by chakras as well, like using chakras way, and also and then you light up your altar, and also feeling the wholeness from Holy Mother, Holy Father, spiritual guide, and animal totem, and also that you meditate, journal, praying if you wanted to, and also breathing. And last part is if you still have time, if you feel like it, you can do reading or listening to the music or chanting too. Like, listen to Spotify and then you chant at the same time, and you have mala, you can chant 108 times. Or chant the mantra too, like Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, 108 times. Because mantra is vibration, you vibrate the area. When you vibrate the area, high vibration, that is like, that is the spirit in you that is awakened too. So always high, just move the area. And that is my prescription basically. And if I don't have time to do it in the morning, let's say, I wake up at 8 o'clock. Oh my goodness, I'm going to be late. I got my baby and all of that. Mom's life, hashtag. I do it at night. So at night, baby goes to sleep. So my night ritual look like this. If I have my moon time, my blood, my period, I'm not doing anything for the first 2 days. Means that I will sit back and read. Sit back and watch whatever movies that you want, because you just give permission and allow your body to really rest, because you are bleeding and you release that stagnant energy. You need to release. So let it to release so that you can receive. And after that, after the 2, because each moon is 2.5 days, so they will have like the next moon journey into, and then again it's very, very good for the new moon to journal. So I'm sure that there's lots of Instagram story about the prompt of journaling. Select one and really doing it. What is that for you in this new moon? Let's do it. That is the work, right? This is the work that you walk, and this is the inner work. And this is how I do it as well. And not only that, because I journey around the moon, and also now I'm journeying around my period, my moon blood too. And I also do my blood to Mother Gaia. So now I'm bleeding the second day, so I have doing that as well. So that is my devotion to Mother Gaia, Pachamama. So yeah, so I create my little ritual. There's like 1 or 2, it's not cumbersome for me. Everything is simple and simplified, easy for me, and drop in intention. So yeah, so that is my night rituals. And sometimes I like to sit and dream in a way that I don't dream a lot. Physically, I mean, when I sleep and also awaken. So when I dream, when you awaken, means that you are dreaming what's like 5 years look like, what's your 10 years look like, just do all of that. There's that manifestation. And write it down if you wanted to, draw it out, be creative. I did that, a vision board, right? And if you really like, or you do more meditation too, again, that is the nighttime reading. And after the 2.5, when you go to the full moon, there's like, what are you seeding? You become harvest time. So there will be something that you want to create, and just do anything ideas you want to create. Just put the idea down, and you want to have someone's support or accountability buddies, you can just ask for it, reach out to your sisterhood. And you say, oh, I want to make it to the offering. What can you action on that? So full moon is all about action. So that's how I journey around the moon as well. And then you will come down very much into your new moon again. So that is your, again, your body need a rest after 28 days, right? So again, that's like you're seeding again. What's the new seed? And then you go just all around, around, around. You see, it's like it's just like you're dancing as well. So you do come back, you do come back. So yeah, that is how I do it as my night routine. And spend your time on your crystal. So many of you got crystal, right? And yeah, just feeling in, how's that feel like? And I know there's a lot of vibration, high energy on the crystal. I'm actually learning currently, and it's beautiful. And also, I love to do crystal grid. And yeah, so that is my night ritual. And again, what is the afternoon ritual looking like? You're at work. Yes, I am at work. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, my afternoon is have a walk. Walking is a ritual. Walking meditation too. Try it. Meditation don't have to be close your eye. It can be many ways. Do you know that when you clean the floor, you're mopping the floor slowly, intentionally, is you can call it as a ritual, you can call it as meditation. For me, is in the beginning when I start doing it, is a meditation because you are so concentrated. When you're so concentrated on doing mopping, like you're doing this, again, look, it's a spiral, right? And even though you're mopping up and down, it's still like a spiral. And you start to receive that talking in within you. Listen to that voice inside you and record it and respond to her because it probably the time that she wants to talk to you. Talk to her. So yeah. So that is my afternoon walk in the nature a lot. Oh yeah, you want a power walk, you really want to have exercise, up to you. And sometimes you want to listen to your podcast, up to you. So that is the time that you do a thing too. And I know that I have also love to meditate in nature. So I sit on the grass and just meditate. Or sometimes I just listen to the bird and listen to the wind. What's that mean to me? What's the message here today? What's the wind telling me today? How's my thought feel today? It's really, really nice to when you actually tune into your body. So when I say tune into body, it's full body listening. So this is my afternoon day look like. And that's it. That is my prescription. I have to say that I'm leading the way is not like lead a group. I'm leading my own way as a devotion and walk of love. Everything is start from radical self-love, so that when you love yourself a lot more, you can love others even more. It's a ripple effect. So I can give you an example what I mean here. Like when I started to do my first sister circle, self-judgment, man, it's so hard on myself. I had to be perfect. I had to be dot point. I had to say this word and all of that, right? But everything doesn't need to be. This is after the circle that I ran the first time, and I was like, at the end of reflection is I don't have to be so rigid. Listen to the sisters, what they're sharing. What is the moment they want us to witness? What is the moment they want us to hear? And what is that message to you? We are one. When you're in a circle or even a live or even the with Katie live, I always bring a mirror with me. It's mirroring. You know what I mean by mirroring. So when that is the seeding, so what is that seed look like to you? What is the harvest? What is that? When it harvests, what's that look like? And if that is something that really pin you, action is the key. Action it. And after you action it, surrender and let go. That is the feminine way. That is the way. That is how the way show way is. It is not do. It is not what's next. I want to do this, I want to do this. And then, okay, it's just like everything had to be front, right? I want you to really relax as well. So yeah. So I know that I gave a little, really, an exercise last night. The fun things to do, I thought that should be, I love to do something fun. A vision board, like from you 3 to 5 years, and it just collages. So from the first to the end, you will see yourself. You feel it when you're actually doing it. Just like Amanda said, that is the trigger coming up. Why is that trigger? Ask questions. Why? How? Go deeper, go deeper, go deeper. And at the end, you find the light at the end, right? So why am I asking you to do this? Because at the end of the present, when you journey this container, it's always uplifting. When you look at the last person, which is yourself, when you look at the photo, I want you to try this. Our eye, behind our eye, have a root, right? Soften that root. And you look at the photo of your last one. And by looking at that, you receive what is that photo tell you. It's not you look like, okay? It's very different. So I want you to look at my eye. I hope you can see it as well here. Let me enlarge this here. Okay, so when I look, it's like this. When I look at somebody, when I do a training, when I do workshop, I look. So when I wanted to receive the message from, even though face-to-face or on the screen, you soften your body. That's why we're always grounded. We wanted to be grounded, receive. And I want you to really look at my eye. Can you see the difference? That is you are receiving. So receiving, why am I saying receiving? What is this for? So when you receive, your soul is the soul receiving. Like you actually tune back your human self, you let your soul come out. And that is your higher self. When you look at it, your photo, when you look at it, that she is you. She is you. And what is the message that you receive? The very first message that you receive, that is the gold. That is the message that she wants to give it to you now. So I want to finish this live by, I brought something for you guys this morning because I was like, what is the group need me? So I have some sort of like writing, whether it makes sense to you, but I want you to receive this transmission. Let go of the past. Be present with yourself. Your higher self is here now. Stay at her. Look her in the face. She is you. Gaze into her eyes. Soften your gaze. Soften the root of the eyes. Relax. She is you. Embody her. Feel her in your spirit. feel her in your body. Now, what she would do differently? Would she worry about such things? Would she fly free like a wild woman that she is? Would she spend time thinking about what is right and what is wrong? What I need to do next? Where I want to go? Or would she run forward through the trees in freedom, laughing and playing joyfully at her humanness on this planet? These are the questions we ask you to think. I ask you to think about when you telling less than holy. Your guidance system is always working in your favor. Trust and allow it move you forward. Trust and allow it and receive. Many blessings.